Okay, I'm just going to walk through this reading to give you an idea of how you might want to approach a reading. And of course, there's not a person sitting on the other side of the table or um, on the other side of my phone or computer screen in a Zoom call or anything like that. But I'm just going to walk through it, and hopefully it'll give you some ideas and in developing your own style as how you're going to read. Okay, so I'm using the Shadowscapes Tarot deck for this. I've been really enjoying this deck recently. And the question as well, I've been using reverse cards again, which I got away from for quite a few years. I used to use them a lot back in the day, and then I stopped. And you'll find as you work with tarot more and more, and it becomes a part of your life, that you'll go through different phases and different stages of experimenting with different ways of approaching it. Anyhow, I am using reverse cards in this, and I'm using what's called a horseshoe spread. It's just a 7-card spread that I quite enjoy at times. And the question was, this person wanted to know what did they need to understand, what did they need to know in order to expand their business and by that increase their financial stability. So the first card here, this is in the position of the past, is the Knight of Pentacles. And it's reversed, but I'll show it to you upright. And if you see this, he's really focused toward, he looks like he has tunnel vision. He's slowly and steadily moving on this sort of earthworm, earth dragon creature toward his goal. And the Knight of Pentacles I usually read as, rolling up your sleeves, doing the work patiently and diligently, one step at a time, moving consistently toward your goal, as well as results, finally coming in from all that hard work paying off. But because the card was reversed in this case, in the past it felt like this person did a lot of work. They really worked hard. They did roll up their sleeves, but they didn't see the results that they had hoped for. And it can also show the Knight of Pentacles is quite a practical character. So being reversed, perhaps the goal or whatever they were working toward in the past wasn't completely practical. Maybe parts of it may have been unrealistic and they weren't aware of that. So that's in the past position. And then we come to the second card. And by the way, if you hear any noises in the back, it's either my cats or my wife Mary is dancing to her Zumba music. Anyhow, so we've got here in the past, this is now the present, okay? And it's the Six of Swords, which is also reversed. All right, so let me put it upright so you can see. And in this card, you can see that the woman in the card is like resting. She needs to rest, and there's a swan carrying her away, almost as if rescuing her, taking her to safety. So, and that's traditionally how a lot of people view this card, sort of escaping from troubles, leaving your troubles behind, and trying to move toward calmer and more harmonious times. And in the actual Rider-Waite Smith deck, the one of the most famous tarot decks, it is a boat on water, leaving sort of rougher waters, going to smoother waters. And so when it's reversed, it's saying that things are moving, things are progressing, but the progress is definitely not going as quickly as possible, and the problems are still sort of whatever pain that the person has been trying to get away from or escape or solve or resolve is still there in some way. And it even looks as if, although the swords are still pointing upwards away from her, they're pointing downwards at her in another sense. So that's what that's showing. It's showing that progress seems to be delayed. And then the hidden obstacles, this third position is hidden obstacles. We have the Eight of Swords, and this picture is really descriptive. You can see it's being trapped, feeling a sense of restriction, a sense of being trapped, not being able to move, being bound, and it's painful too. With a barbed wire, there's a sense of pain about it, and the light is there, you can see it, but you just can't seem to get to it. With that little bird or hummingbird in the light. So because these are swords, sword represent the element of air, which is mental, communication, thought, the mind, basically. And so that means it's all in the mind, which is all in the past, because the mind is created out of everything from the past. So this is saying that all these limitations that the person is feeling, all the restrictions, are from the past, but that's the hidden influence that they need to be working on becoming aware of. What are those limitations? In what way am I holding myself back? In what way do I need to break through these beliefs or habits from the past that are holding me back, that I believe are real, this cage I've created for myself? Okay. And then here in the top position of the horseshoe, it's the obstacles. Okay, and we've got the Four of Wands, and this is quite a bright, beautiful, positive looking card. So how does that relate to obstacles? Well, the way I'm looking at this card right now, the way these creatures, they're sort of a unicorn type creature, a fiery unicorn, and the sun is right there at the top, and there are, fire fairies around. So wands are fire. Four is stable, so it's like, traditionally this card means stable, harmony, even a celebration, because things have worked out really well. It's like a harvest almost. You've reaped the rewards, but it's like you need to still continue to keep connected with the light, because it's in the obstacle position. It almost reads like as if it was reversed, because it's in the obstacles position. So it's like the obstacle is to stay connected to that inner fire, to not get discouraged, because a tendency might be to get discouraged, even though it's also saying, though, things are actually going well. And then this position here is the environment. Okay, and we've got the star card reversed. Now the environment can mean a couple of different things. It can mean the external environment, the outer environment. It can also mean the internal mental and emotional environment of the person. So let's turn the star right side up so we can see the beautiful artwork as well. And the star is usually about feeling that hope and that inspiration for a positive outcome, feeling, inspired. And because it's reversed, it's saying that it's difficult for this person to feel inspired, to feel the hope. And as I said, the environment is external and internal. I mean, this reading was done during the pandemic, and there's so much chaos going in the world, so that's definitely a factor perhaps in this person having difficulty in staying connected to that hope. By hope, I mean not that sort of just false hope because you don't know what else to do. I mean the actual inspiration where you feel like, yeah, this is working. This is leading to somewhere. I'm starting to see some results, and I'm going to continue doing this. That kind of hope. So it's actually more of an internal type of hope situation. Where it's the person needs to work with their inner mental and emotional feelings to stay connected to that hope. They're having trouble internally staying connected to that inspiration. That's the environment. But the action to take, if all the previous cards and steps are acknowledged and worked through, the action to take is the Four of Pentacles reversed. Now, let's flip this. My hand's getting a little tired holding my phone here. I'm just holding it between two fingers. But the Four of Pentacles is traditionally, I see it quite often though, actually, as financial stability, a sense of financial stability. But also there can be a shadow side to it, and a lot of people view it this way as being a tendency to hoard or to hold on. So sometimes I'll see it as holding back as well. So with this card reversed, it's saying the action to take is to not hold back, to let go, and to not hold back, to continue taking action, to stay connected with that inner fire in the preceding cards and the inspiration. Okay, and the outcome, again, if all the previous cards are acknowledged and the work through and the action is taken, the outcome is the Ten of Wands, and it's also reversed. Now, the Ten of Wands, when it's right side up, it's carrying a heavy burden. You can see her carrying this almost like the whole world on her shoulders and a burden. So it's up to you to discern whether the burden you're carrying is worthwhile or not, or whether it's just worth, you can put it down. Could you put it down, or do you need to carry on a little bit further with that burden for whatever reason? But because it's reversed here as the outcome, it's meaning that there's going to be a release, a huge release of this burden, a huge release of carrying everything, and freedom is going to be the result of not holding back, taking that action and not holding back, and staying connected to the inspiration and the inner fire, and working through the limitations that are there from the past, and allowing yourself to move forward and to do the work that is necessary to take care of the work. Roll up your sleeves, but perhaps look at maybe what ways it wasn't practical that you were working toward. Keep practical, on point, and the results will finally come in, leading to a release. Okay, so that's the interesting thing too, is you notice how all the cards dovetail into each other. It's very holographic, which that's the way tarot is meant to be. It's not like a black and white thing. That's why I really don't care for the yes and no spreads. I know a lot of people like that. The mind wants to feel secure. It wants a black and white answer. However, tarot is more of pointing toward a non-dual type of reality, a holographic reality. And so again, it's the microcosm here reflecting the macrocosm, as above, so below. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I'll see you soon.